Today we're going to talk about the power of the neuroscience of your bloodline and how you are affected in your success because of the story of your bloodline and the gene in your bloodline that affect the way you think, you are, you act. And I'm going to show you in this podcast how to rewrite the story of your future according to the right script of your life and not the script of the generation before.
Hi, it's Dr. Martine Wilkie and welcome to Be Limitless Podcast.
The majority of people, they're going to create their future according to what they received from the generation before, and they're not conscious, they're not aware of that. And this is why we repeat the same loop, the same pattern in our life, and we're stuck in the same matrix, and we don't see the change really because we're stuck at the same level of success. And this is what I fix with my clients all the time, how to activate the codes to succeed in their life and to create the life of their dream and to become a powerful manifestor, creator of their life they were created for and not the placebo of the generation before. I'm Dr. Martine Wilkie, and since 33 years, I'm working with people to help them to fulfill their goal. And this is what I want to share with you today because we are created as an interface between what you desires, that desire you, and your manifestation, what you create in reality in your life. And the problem is the people, they don't realize that they are the machine, in the interface inside of the machine to create what they desire, the script of their life, their dreams, their goal, everything they desire. And they just are stuck in the same loop, the loop of what? Their interface is affected in their psycho by the belief system, what they receive as an information to create a kind of level of belief system. And maybe some area in your life you're very strong, and some other area in your life you're not so strong, because what you receive from generation is affecting the way you see things, you believe things, and your belief system just affect the result in your life. And it comes from your environment, the experience you had, everything, your family educated you, what you saw, the culture, the religion, your environment, all of that, and affected your identity, the way you see yourself. And the majority of people watching this podcast right now, you're not the real you. You think you're you, but you are you according to what you received. And this is what the neuroscience show, that you receive the memory of generation. And the memory of generation is transmitted in the cells, generation after generation, that affect the way you see yourself, the way you feel, your desire. Then a lot of stuff that you think it's you, it's what you received from the generation before, transmitted in transgeneration. Then when you realize that, you realize, okay, I need to recode myself to manifest the real identity that was created for and not the placebo of the generation before. The epigenetic, that epi, is on the top of what? The gene. And in the gene, you receive the memory, the voices, the feeling, the experience, the trauma, the fear, the anxiety. And you think in your own life, this is your own anxiety, this is your own fear, this is your own confusion, this is your own doubt, this is your own way of thinking, this is your own way of feeling. But the majority of that you receive from generation. And the majority of people, they're going to repeat on the loop what they receive, thinking this is themselves, but it's not. And when you were created to have success, not to be a failure, not to repeat the pattern that what you receive. And this is what the epigenetics show, that you receive the memory of generation, and in your gene, you have the epigenetic that on the top of your gene, you have the power to turn on or turn off the gene according to how you're going to invest in yourself. How you're going to invest in yourself, how to recode yourself according to the right belief, the right feeling, the right way of seeing things. And this is what I'm working with my clients. Whatever the level of success, I have clients making million per day, but they're stuck in some place in their life, addiction or this or that, because they receive from generation in their gene, the feeling to reproduce the same thing, and they're stuck in the loop to reproduce the same thing. And when we start to recode their interface according to the 4 dimension, not just one, we are spirit, soul, and body, and we need to recode our belief system our identity, to really recode ourselves according to who we really are, not what we think we are according to what we receive. Then some feeling that you have some desire, it's not your desire, it's what the generation before they bear and how they felt, and you receive that in your blood, in your cell, in your gene, and you reproduce that. You have in your subconscious mind receive, all kind of repetition, the way you grew up, the way that you were trained, the way you were educated, what you saw, what you experienced by repetition. And your subconscious mind just, was programmed by the repetition and the feeling. 95% of what you create in life, it's according to what you receive in your subconscious mind. Now, because you are the interface is what link between what you desire and the manifestation in your reality. And you can become a powerful manifestor if you learn how to recode your interface, your soul, who you are, according to what you want and the truth. You can change your life in 7 days. God created the earth in 7 days. You're created the image of God. And you can create the life of your dream with the 7-day cycle creation. How can you control a year if you cannot control 7 days? This is why I created this training, 7-day cycle creation. You have a checklist for every day what to do. 7 days you take control. If you take control over 7 days, again and again, you're going to take control over your year, and you're going to build the life of your dream. You're going to see your life be limitless and to go to another level again and again and again. This 7-day cycle creation, it's a powerful training, simple, fast result with the structure you need to take control over 7 days. Every day, you have some homework to do. You have your visualization, you have your affirmation, you have the video teaching, plus you have bonuses to help you to understand all the principle. You apply this 7-day cycle creation training, and you're going to see your life will change. You're not going to regret. This powerful training will get the result you work for so long, you hope for so long, you desire for so long. It's your time, it's your season. Take this amazing opportunity to create the life of your dream by applying the same principle. How God created the earth, you apply the same principle to create the life of your dream, and you're going to see it's working. Get this training right now. Click on the link below, and you will be so blessed, and you're going to see your life will change. Then your subconscious mind is like a hard drive. And everything you put in the hard drive, it's going to manifest. And you receive in your subconscious mind some codes, some softwares, that it's not necessarily the kind of software that you want to produce a result. You receive wrong information, viruses, the wrong software. And this is why you produce some wrong result, because your subconscious mind, that is like the hard drive of your system, reproduce according to what it received. If you want to change the result, you need to change the software. Which one? Which softwares? The softwares of your success that you want. For that is the softwares of all the spiritual law to manifest the wealth, the success that you want. And this is why you have to understand that your hard disk, your hard drive is just producing according to the softwares received. You cannot put a new software if you don't remove the old one. You need to remove and recode, reprogram. When you become conscious about that, you start to manifest as a result. It's why the interface, you are so powerful. You are born to be limitless, but you learn to be limited by what you receive from generation. And from generation where they were limited, you have some resistance there. Maybe you have at a point in your life you're successful and you don't see the resistance. But some point in your life you struggle, you have resistance. Maybe it's not in your finances, maybe it's in your relationship, maybe it's in your body, your self-esteem, your confidence. You receive, and it wants to reproduce the same pattern because it programs your brain to have a filter to what you receive, the way you think, you recreate the same pattern in your life. And this is what the neuroscience show, that you can reprogram your brain, your interface according to what you want and you want to create. A lot of people, they think that just the thoughts will rewrite your gene. It's more than that. It's a lot of softwares. And it's why software is what you receive than to program your interface to produce the right result. And when you understand that, of course, you have your way of thinking, your mindset, that is a set of mind, but also you have all the feeling going with that. You create according to the feeling you have. If you all the time, your imagination, that is a software, your vision is a software, the way you speak, it's a software to create the result in your life, then if you don't understand all these softwares, you're just going to recreate the same pattern that you receive, and your gene will be activated according to these software. The science show that according to what your grandparents, great-grandparents, they experience, they receive all their feeling. Everything they went through was transmitted to you. And it's why when you understand that you have the power to rewrite your gene, not only with the thoughts, but with the feeling, the right environment, that what you want to create, the right words that you're going to speak and create, the right imagination, and you sustain all of that and you implement these softwares of success, and to create the new result, you're going to start to see another result. It's why the database, heaven, the one who created you, it created you with a script of success. It created you to be successful in your life and to go from progress to progress. But if you don't understand that all your being, spiritually and your psycho, your belief system, your mindset, your subconscious mind, your identity, your neuro, the way your brain thinks, because the neuroplasticity show that you have the power, the brain change all the time according to what it receives, then it's not too late right now. It's the time right now that you can, by the right softwares, implement it in your hard drive, your interface, your operation system, everything you are, your identity, that is the right password, you can rewrite the real story of your life. Not the story of what the generation before they experienced or what they saw in you. The way you grew up, the way you received the information, you have the power right now to become a powerful creator and to create a future that you desire, because what you desire you, is waiting for you. The real identity that you have has desire, and this is why you have a duality in your soul, because what you desire really, it's your real identity. This is really who you are. You don't become a new identity. You rediscover your real identity. Not to be the placebo of the generation before, but to activate who you are. And it's why I'm showing to my clients how to go, to accelerate the progress in their life according to the script of their life and who they are, and to activate the right softwares, to not see things the same way, to not imagine things the same way, to not feel things the same way, to not speak the same way, to not assume the same way, to change all of that. And if you change you change the result. If you want to see the result changing in your life, you need to change you, because the interface produces from the invisible to the visible, what you desire, what you want, your goals, where you want to go, from the invisible to the visible. If you're ready to do this work and to invest in yourself and to work on it, to recode your interface, your heart drive, to have the right software and to implement that by the repetition, you're going to change the way you see things, you're going to change the way you act, your way you feel, because you produce according to the way you feel. You produce according to the way you see yourself, because more you see, more you imagine, more you speak, more you assume, more you feel. And the feeling is the one that's going to create the result. It's why people, they are very intelligent, but because of the feeling of the generation, what they received, they reproduce the same result of the generation instead of the result they work for. And it's like an iceberg. You have just the peak of the iceberg that you see, that is 20% of the situation, but 80% is under the water and you don't see the invisible. And the feeling that you receive, and all in your blood, that the epigenetics show that you receive that, and you have the power to turn on or off this gene, this memory of generation affecting your gene, to turn on or off, that you can create another result. Example, you can come from a family with diabetes, But if you realize that you change the way you feel, the way you take care of yourself, your environment, your feeling about your health, the way you take care of yourself with your health, you eat, you work out, you do all this stuff, and you feel that you're healthy, you're surrounded by people healthy, you're going to see that your gene that bear the genetic of diabetes is going to be turned off. And two people from the same family can react differently the way they started to invest in themselves and their life, their environment, and the codes. The codes they implement in their interface to turn on or off their gene. And it's the same thing I experienced for my body. Why other people are moving forward and you don't see the result in your life? You work so hard and you don't see the change. You would like to live the life of your dream. You would like to succeed the purpose of your life, your destiny, to succeed your dreams, your desire, but you don't see the change. You don't see the results. You don't see the transformation. And this is something I learned in my life the hard way, and I want to share that with you, that nobody talk about that. I wrote a book that it's called Activate Heaven on Earth with the Limitless Interface. And in this book, I talk about a hacker that is working behind the scene, trying to contaminate and steal your life, what you're supposed to produce to function well, to have results in your life. And if you don't understand that you are the interface and you are the portal between heaven and earth, and you have a hacker working behind the scene, that you look at other people, they seem to have success, it's easy for them, but you are fighting a resistance that other people maybe they don't have to fight in their life. And this is why I created the Success and Money Ceiling Breaker Library, to help you to understand the psycho, neuro, and spiritual system with the right action strategy to apply to change your life and to fulfill your dreams, to have the life you desire. I felt for everything in my life, and I understood how to do it. And this is why I wrote this book and I built this library to help you to succeed the life you want. Not the life I want, the life you want. The life that you desire. You have one life to live. And this is why you have this money and success ceiling breaker library that you can have right now. $1 per course, 20 courses, $20 for 20 courses to help you to understand what is going on. The neuroscience, prove what I'm teaching, the psycho, the spiritual, and the right strategies. I'm a businesswoman. Faith without action is dead. You need to understand what to do in the natural, but 80% of the result comes from the invisible, the psycho, the neuro, the spiritual. When you understand the four dimensions all together and you apply it in your life, you're going to start to have the result you want. This is how I started to have the weight that I wanted, the marriage, the money, the result, the health, the dream life, the lifestyle, everything. And I'm there for you. Take this course and you're going to be amazed how your life will change if you apply the principle. I realized that from generation I bear the feeling with food. I was tormented with food. And when I started to change the feeling of food and change my mindset, change my subconscious mind by repetition, that who I am really, and not the identity from the family, but the one I know I am, I desire, the desire me, and to recall my identity according to this desire with the feeling of this identity, not the identity of where I was coming from, everything started to shift, and I started to lose 70 pounds in 4 months. Same with finances, same with other areas in my life. And this is what I'm showing with some clients. One of my clients is making millions of dollars every month, but stuck in a loop and the same kind of pattern in his family. Very successful, but same problem, same kind of problem, same kind of challenges. And he hired me and I started to show him, if you change, things will change. You're not called to stay in the same loop of your family. Making money with all these challenges is a problem. And we start to recode his interface. How to recode according to the right software in his interface to change the way he was seeing things, feeling, speaking, surrounding, action, all of that. And because we are super powerful creator, because he changed in his interface, he changed the result outside. And this is why you can change the result outside, but stop to just work on the 20% outside, the mechanic, the strategies. It's important, but 80% is about who you are, how you feel, what you receive from generation. And when you're aware of that and you have an open mind, 4 points I want to share with you. You have to be aware. If you're not aware, you cannot fix the problem. Awareness is very important to fix the problem. Aware of the way you feel, the way you think, the way you act, according to what you receive. Is it really you? Or this is the person of the generation showing right now? And when you're aware, you have to be decided to work on it. Focus, attention. Keep your focus on what you're aware to fix. This is the second point. If you don't do that, you're just going to go back to your past and you recreate the same feeling and pattern of generation. The third point, you have to take massive action opposed to that. To shift a matrix in your life, shift a pattern in your life, you need really to take massive action about the feeling. It's going to push you to react one way according to the feeling. And you need to take massive action opposed to this feeling by another feeling and do something that you don't feel you want to do, but you do it because you want to shift the feeling to produce another result. And this is massive action. If you just follow your feeling, you just recreate the feeling of the generation or what was sold in you. The fourth thing is to be accountable. When you take coaching, you take, somebody with you and you're accountable to support you, to encourage you, to push you, and to keep going, you're going to shift the matrix, you're going to shift the pattern, and you're going to start to see another result. It takes a time because it took time, generation, to produce this result. And the heavy burden of generation want to stay in your life. This is why this 4 points is very important to shift the pattern in your life. And when you work on it, you see the difference. This is why I created a 7-day cycle creation program structure. It's a package. It's not just a course. I teach you every day the software of success to reprogram, to recode your interface, the hard drive with the right software, to remove the wrong one, to remove the viruses that you receive with the feeling, to recode your interface, to change the reaction of your gene, your brain, your psycho, your soul, your spirit, and to be structured every day, 7-day cycle creation to change the result. This is so powerful. With the affirmation, with my partner, Alan Wilkie, with the affirmation that you have to listen to recode your interface, the knowledge, the teaching every day. It's simple, but it's powerful because if you cannot control 7 days, how are you going to control a year? How are you going to control your year and change the result in a year? Everybody take decision in the beginning of the year, but if you cannot control 7 days, how are you going to control 12 months? And this is why I created this powerful 7-day cycle creation. You must take it right now. I have huge special, but you are going to be structured with what you have to do every day, teaching every day, work on you every day. It's simple, not complicated, but it's the structure you need to change and recode your interface according to the success you want. And for that, you need to be aware. You need to be focused attention. This is why I have this program. You need to work on it and take massive action and to be supported. And this is why I'm here for you. I bless you. Hope this teaching, this podcast blessed you today. Give just a comment, subscribe, like, share, and I'm going to see you in the next podcast. Bless you.